In an attempt to make this video not go on for hours, as I absolutely could due to how big this game is, I'm going to try to explain who Elden Ring is for in as straightforward a way as I possibly can. YouTubers, video game journalists, internet personalities, and more are all claiming that Elden Ring is a hard game, and they aren't wrong about that. It is a challenging game, and it will punish you for your mistakes. But the barrier of entry isn't solely tied to its difficulty. It's been well established that this is a From Software game, and is one in the same vein of Soulsborne games in the very genre those titles have spawned. Die once, lose your experience points, and go back to the checkpoint. Die again before returning to your previous spot of death, and those experience points you had where you died are gone for good. Yeah, we all know about this. It's true then that Elden Ring isn't for those who lack perseverance and just want to experience the game's cryptic story, as those who are hoping to bring the popcorn out for something to snack on in this game will probably be surprised that the cutscene they just watched ended nearly as quickly as it began. Yes, dying is never really a fun thing to do in a video game, but this is a necessary process to persistence, which is in turn another process to perseverance until you ultimately conquer the game. The truth in how one really enjoys Elden Ring comes in numerous parts. Parts that are too numerous to list, but they all lead to one final, all-encompassing quality, and if you as a player lack this quality when tackling a game like this, it's best for you and your sanity just to move on. That quality is discovery. To put in basic terms, the very definition of discovery is the process in which one goes to make sense of the world around him or her. Just like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, its key quality is also discovery. With a world so rich and expansive with so much to see and do, it's left up to you, to make sense of the world around yourself and experiment with as many or as few of the tools the game provides you. See that castle in the background there? Should I make my way up to it, or should I go down to the swamp and explore this area for upgrading materials? Just like Breath of the Wild, if you can see it in Elden Ring, you can go to it. And it is that sense of discovery that has raptured every fan of the game. Other than the sheer vastness of the game world, making sense of the NPCs and characters around you is another insightful aspect of discovery that permeates this game. Going through an exhausting NPC dialogue and trying to make sense of the world around you and the role you play in this uniquely crafted experience is part of the joy of discovery that greatly enhances your experience. Don't be afraid to consult guides on how to better interpret the game's story, as it is rich in lore and its backstory is ripe with hours and hours of additional storytelling and deliberation. VatiVidya does an incredible job compiling all Soulsborne game stories into easy to understand summaries on his YouTube channel that is absolutely worth checking out, and will greatly help in your enjoyment of Elden Ring. This game is bigger than most games out there, and with all its working parts, from combat to creating builds to stat allocation, to other aspects like exploration, navigation, puzzle solving, and more, this game is for an audience much larger than we think it is, based solely on the game's demanding difficulty. The game sold over 12 million units in less than a month, more units than some of the industry's biggest games get in a year. Gamers haven't flocked to this game based on its masochistic combat and punishing death system. Players came to take part in the discovery of a From Software game taken to new expanses with its massive open world and intriguing storytelling. Players came to relish in an open world game with a map that doesn't serve as a checklist, but rather as a means to discover what lies further beyond each realm's gates. Players came to embark on a quest together that, still to this day and for many years to come, continuously strive to unearth the game's secrets and deeper meanings to the story. Yes, perseverance, determination, and a willingness to step back and take notes of your failures is an aspect of what is needed to play this game and enjoy it. But much more, it demands a player's thirst for discovery and knowledge, both on how to better fight that enemy you've been stuck on for hours, or how to reach this hauntingly beautiful building on the horizon, or whether or not fighting this dragon is a good idea when you just started the game. Regardless of the path you choose to take, if you have the essential thirst to discover and delve further past the surface level qualities of Elden Ring, you will come away from this experience with a renewed understanding of the game's greatness and an immense level of satisfaction, knowing you just completed one of the most demanding video games of all time. This is no walk in the park, you will be pummeled over and over again by that same boss you've been stuck on for hours, or that massive enemy orgy that seems to block your progress every time you try to run by them. You will be scratching your head, wondering how all these NPCs are tied together and what your existence in the lands between really is. The beauty of Elden Ring is that its suffocating atmosphere and firm understanding and grasp of building tension and intrigue is your best voice to guide you through its labyrinthine game world. Just completing the game is one of the tangible rewards, but fully soaking it up like a well-worn novel, trying to unearth the game's deepest secrets and finding the right science in your character building will lead to the game's greatest treasure. All it takes is just a lust for discovery, and it is this quality that you will need to fully enjoy Elden Ring to its fullest.
Oh my god!
If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it very much if you fellow Tarnished strike that like button, as that is what puts this video out to the masses and helps me against the YouTube algorithm. Also consider subscribing to the channel, as I make videos just like this, as well as tips and tricks, reviews, discussions, and more surrounding the video game industry's latest releases, including more Elden Ring content. If you've already made it to the end of the video, you're an absolute legend, and I thank you for your attention and support. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Peace.